I've had a number of meetings recently with women wondering about their choice in men. Men who have turned out to be nasty, abusive, emotionally, physically, sexually. And they're wondering how it is that they get drawn in. And in these particular situations with these persons, in reviewing their history, it's as if they were never appropriately valued by their own parents. And it traces back to from the get-go. In early childhood and in middle childhood and adolescence, parents, one if not both, who weren't able to appropriately value them, meet their needs. And I explain that these are situations, it's as if it creates a hole in the tummy where one doesn't feel whole with the hole in the tummy. And there's a hunger with that hole that looks to be fed. That hunger is to be validated, to be felt like you're of worth, you're of value. That's a vulnerability. The analogy I use is, imagine you're out on the desert dying of thirst and you're scratching across the desert, the sun beating down from above, and you see an oasis out there. You're dying of thirst. Of course you're going to run to the oasis. You see a small pool of water. You don't even think twice. You put your head into that pool of water and start drinking. And it's only when you're halfway satiated that you realize, camel piss, this isn't good. That's what happens when we're so thirsty or so hungry, so looking for affection, to be valued, to be cared for. That's the vulnerability. So the issue becomes, how do we care for ourselves? How do we manage ourselves? How do we, in caring for ourselves, set boundaries so we're less vulnerable, less taken advantage of? And that's what we do in counseling. That's what we do in therapy. I share those strategies to help prepare that hole in the tummy so that one is less vulnerable and less likely to be, in a sense, taken in by some of these people. Nefarious men, who oh, you're great, I love you, and the next thing you know, you're swept in before you've even stopped to think, is this camel piss? Pardon my language. Is this healthy? And so we also talk about having head over heart to use our thinking before our emotions to lead our way into the relationship. So, maybe you're currently in a relationship that's toxic, that isn't healthy for you. Hard to set that boundary because of that hole in the tummy, never having really been well valued, made to feel of worth. It doesn't have to be with me. Seek counseling with someone. Learn how to take care of that yourself. Because when you finally take care of yourself, when you value you, that's how you repair the hole in the tummy. And with that, you're less vulnerable. With that, you can make better choices. And that's all I'd want for you, for anyone. So I'm Gary Dierenfeld. I'm a social worker. YourSocialWorker.com. Maybe that just gives you a way to conceptualize if you're in one of those relationships. And you get to end it if you want to end it. And if in so doing the other person is more abusive, more rude, more inappropriate, it just reinforces that you've done the right thing for yourself. So you don't have to get drawn back in. I'm here if you want to talk. YourSocialWorker.com. When you look at my list of services, click on counseling. It'll explain my approach, even my costs, how I go about things. It's always a 3-hour meeting to start. So we really do have the opportunity to chat and unpack these things. And it gives me the opportunity to offer you some meaningful feedback and guidance to manage these situations. Take care.